Okay, we are back with another episode of the Bombing Podcast with me, Garen. How's it going, guys? So, yes, what has happened in the last few weeks? Didn't do an episode last week. Why didn't I do an episode last week? I was actually busy. Busy. Doing what exactly? Work, of course, but I was also doing a lot of mics. Um, Jumped on a few more, did some consistent ones. Kind of did a repeat of the week prior where I just, did the mics that I was, jumping around. So I was at different spots in front of different people. I did notice it was harder for me to be practicing my set that I was performing this last week, to build up for it, getting in that headspace of doing it, but in front of people who had already seen me, but still pushed through and did that. Worked on some new stuff. Was also fighting off. Wasn't feeling too good this last week, so I just kind of took it easy up until after the show. So I did a spot in the Belly Room on Anthony Amarillo's show. Did video for his show. Did some time, and it was nice because. So what initially happened is I knew about this show for weeks, but which sucks. It's bittersweet. I wish I didn't. I'm not sure if I've even mentioned it really. I think I've tiptoed around it. But so this is the show that I've been having that was kind of planning for. Knew it was going to be a short set, 5 minutes, but still 5 minutes, whatever. So that's what I've been preparing for the last 3 weeks. But with that comes my anxiety and my just utmost not wanting to fail, let people down. So building up to it, my acid reflux was really bad, which then I don't know officially if it's ulcers again, but definitely have the same feelings, anemic almost, not feeling good, weak, tired, stomach hurts. And I was like, I just got to get through it. I just got to get to this point to get on stage, just got to get through it and I'll be okay. Knowing also that once that day does come, when that day comes, I will also I'll be able to breathe, but my body has been through so much then over the last few weeks with all the stress that I'm sure that will be an offset of it too. And it will almost all get worse before I get better. But so leading up to it, it was not good. And then the day of the show went, filmed it, and I got a new lens specifically to try it out. But I'm shooting on a Canon and a DSLR. And it's not good for low light, so that kind of sucked. And it's good for photography. I can pull that off, but video, I had to raise the ISO on it too high, so then it was kind of grainy. But I made it work. But it definitely opened my eyes to I'm in the process of getting a new camera set up to hopefully have more opportunity, because over that last weekend, not only did I film at the Comedy Store, but I also filmed at another spot for a show that I will be put on in the future, which is great. It felt good to be back on the camera again, shooting photos, which I love as well. It's kind of what I like to do, shoot photography, videos, but then also get stage time. And So yeah, going into that, was learning about the new lens, which it's a good lens, it really is, but for what I'm moving forward with, it's so I'm going to return it. But it was nice, 35 millimeter, it looked pretty. So did the show, get there, and initially I was told I was going to go up after maybe someone who, I guess you would say, kills, who's really good. I didn't know who I was going to go up after, but I think that was the initial setup, kind of just to test me out, see how I do to keep the room at the energy that it needs to be. So I knew that also going into it. So that was a build-up as well. I do like to rise to the occasion, but as you can hear. That's a reflex. Feels like my throat constantly gets stuck. I have phlegm. It's horrible. But with that, so I was prepared for that. But I was like, I'm just going to go and do my job because I can focus on taking photos. And then when I have to go up, I'll go up. I've done the work. I'm prepared. And then the number 2 thing was also the thing that I also worried about above, up there with bombing, which is like whatever, I mean, at this point, I'm not going to be any worse off or better off from it, but is having to say someone else's name when I call them up. Because a lot of shows I do, it's hosted, so that means I get brought up and taken off by the host and all that. These are ones where, round robin almost, where you bring up the next comic. And it's like the last thing I need to do is remember my set, let alone then be done, and then remember the person's name and how to say it. People mess up my name all the time, but still, I don't want to mess up somebody else's. So thinking about, okay, who could I possibly bring up on this list, blah, blah, blah. You're also thinking about that. So anyways, get to the place, find out. Right before show, we're doing it, and then halfway through it, not halfway through, I would say like an hour into it maybe, I find out because they had to add more people to the list because they were adding like people who are up and coming, and they're trying to give them stage time and the managers and stuff want to see how they do. So what happened is not only did we start a little later, but these people get added on. So then I was told I was going to go last. So now my lesson isn't how to go after a killer, which, I mean, I went after Anthony, still killed. But as far as the idea of going after like someone in the middle of the show, keep that energy going, that lesson is not there anymore. The new lesson is I'm now going last. I'm now going as the check person, the person who goes up while everybody's closing out. So no one's really paying attention. So I'm now that's my lesson for this week, figuring that out. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, And I don't have to bring anybody up. Sweet. Cool, let's just go. I'll go up there, boom. Fast forward to the end of the night, come to find out the headliners are going up before Anthony. And it was, because it got pushed so much, we had to be out of there before a certain time. And I was like, okay, here we go, ready to do it. And then he brought it up to me. He's like, yo, we're running late. I'm only going to do 5. He's only going to do like 5 minutes. He's like, do you want to still do stage time? Do you want 3 minutes? Because we got to be out of here. Or do you want more money for doing photos and video? And I was like, I thought about it, and he gave me a minute, a minute or two. But as I thought about it, I was like, do I take more money? Or do I do 3 minutes? And it's rushed 3 minutes. And he didn't mention I could probably put on all his other shows. But I chose the 3 minutes. Why I chose the 3 minutes is because, one, it's a lesson. I had to then crop down. I had to edit my 5-minute set down to 3 minutes, which I had already knew how long certain things were, and it got to 2 minutes, and I could do that. 2, how to be rushed for that, how to go on, how to go with the flow. And 3, I just spent 3 weeks reaccumulating ulcers over this. I had to at least go up there for 3 minutes. Just to say that I did it, just to do it, just to get out of the way. Because now that I've done it, yeah, I'll be nervous next time, but I've been up there now. And yeah, I've been up there prior to the pandemic, but I didn't, 5 years ago. But now it's like doing it again, get up there, that whole build up, is there. And I appreciate him so much for putting me up, because even afterwards, because it was running low on time, when he got off and put me on, he kind of got ripped, I think, and he kind of yelled at for putting me up, because the show should have just ended there because we were running late. So appreciate that to Anthony. I got to do it, did good. People said did good. It's funny. People did laugh. I did feel rushed, but did it. Went in, went out, got out of the rope, ended it. Felt good. Then with that being said, what happened? Exactly what I thought. My body was like, what have you done to me the last few weeks? And with that, this last 5 days, I've been sick. Just resting. I've been working nonstop, but I was just resting. No mics, no hanging out at the store, no nothing, just resting. In between going to work. Stomach's messed up, acid reflux, all this stuff. Look it up. Look up the side effects of acid reflux ulcers. It's not good. And so, like, I'm even having, like, potato shakes right now, which is something I did prior to when I first had all this happen years ago. Girlfriend's mom showed it to me, you know, that crazy medicine idea of using shakes, raw potatoes. It actually does help. So, went and got some potatoes today, finally. And I'm just, drinking that. No coffee. No, late night eating. There's lots of things that have acidity to them. It's crazy. So anyways, that's what my week was. That's how that whole build up to that show that happened. So I did it. Now this next week, hope to do, get some mics in, but I do have a busy week between all my jobs. I even started a new job. So that's exciting. And which is just orientation, for this week. But so going into it, that'll be nice. I'm not really nervous about that. Right now, it's just my stomach and everything. I didn't even go to jiu-jitsu this week because, again, it's just if anybody puts knee on belly, it's going to hurt, make it worse. So, yeah, looking forward to that. I feel like I can breathe a little bit more now, especially with the new job starting. Going to have more consistency come the middle of August. And, yeah, there's just change. Change is afoot. Progress in the comedy world, change with jobs. Girlfriend got a new job as well. So it's change, which I don't like. Do not like change. That's why if it wasn't for all this change happening plus the mic, I probably wouldn't be as sick as I am. You're probably going to be like, Garen, you need to get on some medicine. You got to fucking get that checked out. Well, yeah, I am, but so much, I'm constantly burping. It sucks because of it. But yeah, change, working, learning from it. Also editing more, trying to work into that. Again, if you have anybody who wants photography, let me know. Especially trying to get this new camera set up. I think it'll be good for the long haul. You gotta spend money, make money. So, and yeah, even with the photography thing I did at the show the other night, loved it so much. She wanted me to film his new show this last Wednesday, but I couldn't. I was already working. But that's good to see. So it reminded me that I am good at it and I do enjoy doing it. Yeah, so this weekend just chilling. It's funny, this week is probably the least I've written. Because I just let it shut off. I really did. Like I was like, that build up to it, overthinking constantly. Even when I was meditating, I'm constantly was thinking about my set. What am I going to say? What do I do? But, so this week I just kind of let myself rest. Hopefully, depending on work works, I'll be able to do some mics the later half of next week. But again, get back into the writing mindset again. But really just turned off these last few days to reset. And sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to reset and just really take your mind off. Like I've been doing? I've been playing NCAA. Yeah, college football. That's right. PlayStation, everybody. What's up? Been playing that. Feels like I did back. I mean, I don't even think I played it 10 years ago. So I think mine was almost going on 20 years ago that I played it, college football, on a video game. And I used to love it, creating your own guy, building him up, taking him over, then switching him over to Madden. I don't even know if I'll get Madden this year, honestly. I don't know. Because I didn't play it that much last year. And now with college football, I can play more. I can take one character and take them all the way. I can start a franchise, dynasty and do that, all this stuff. So that's how I turned off my brain this week. Just relaxed. Watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Again, like I said, I think someone mentioned I look like Andy Samberg, which then opened that mind, and I started watching that. It's a good show, especially just to turn your brain off. So I enjoyed it very much. This week has just been that, just a reset week. You just need a reset sometimes. Make your mind turn off and just know that everything's going to be okay, That way, then you can put the pedal to the metal and go hard again the following week, It's almost like you work hard to an achievement and then enjoy it. Rest from it. That way, if it's a constant achievement, you're going to your achievements are going to get less and less probably because you're not going to have enough energy to give to them. And your body's going to go, why are we doing this if we don't get anything out of it, you know? But if you go, achievement, okay, I'm happy for this. This is good. Let's rest. And each time you might not have to do a full reset, but this for me was sure one where it was a lot of life happening in the last 3 weeks prior to all this, leading up to this, everything. So this definitely needed a hard reset. Now again, I mean, I think a show at the Fourth Wall Cafe in August, which is cool. Working towards that. And then again, Anthony does have another show coming up in, I'm guessing, August. That'll probably be working at doing and filming and have some time, which would be nice. And I'll just get back out there networking more. I felt better, though, even last week and everything, networking more, going out and hanging out with people, interacting with people. Because, again, I'm awkward. But interacting with people felt better for me. What else? Yeah. I randomly did the whole, what's it called? What is it? Prize Picks. I finally did Prize Picks just for the fun of it with the whole, I think it was like sign up $25, you get $50 bonus or something like that. Anyways, did that. Did little $5 bets here and there. You know, just fun. Just like it's the closest to betting, especially in California. But it was fun to do. It's fun to do. And I made, you know, like $6 one day. I made $10 the next. And then I made my monies back. So then that money, I was like, whatever. You know, just like, there was one where I think I was going to get my money back regardless. It was one of those like special deals. So I did like $25 or something like that. And then I ended up making like $150 or whatever, which isn't a lot for people who do this regularly. And I'm not condoning gambling, okay? I'm not condoning it 100%. Do it responsibly, like they say. But it was fun to do, you know. I have one for today for golf. And the one I won was on women's basketball. What? I mean, I know it's hot stuff right now with Caitlin Clark and everything, but still, it's like not something I'm watching, you know. But, yeah, it was cool to be like, learn about these people, learn about these players, all because I'm invested. And the same thing goes with golfing. I think I'm doing a golfing thing today. Now I'm invested, you know. That's what I like about it. It's not even the gambling idea. It's just I like the gambling aspect to then make watching the sport that much more enjoyable, you know. I did that did I win? I think my first little amount was on the Argentina game this last weekend, which sucked. Again, girlfriend's Colombian, so it sucked they lost. But it was a good game. But I still made a little bit of money because of the players I picked. And so, yeah, I mean, Prize Picks, if you want. I'll even put my link in here. That way you get a little something, I get a little something. And, yeah, start it. This wasn't even supposed to be an ad, but I'm just talking about what I did this last week. Yeah, lead up to that. Yeah, it's good. I can breathe. We can breathe. You can breathe. Remember that. Breathe, okay? And just take steps each day. Take them each day. Sometimes even resting is an action step towards a better future. Remember that. Remember. Yeah, so again, this is the Bombing Diary. Remember, again, this is the Bombing Diaries, and follow, subscribe, all this. I think I'm going to try to get, I noticed that the video weren't on YouTube, it's just the audio, so now I'm going to have to, deciding whether to just go back through and upload them all. I mean, I'm now past 10 episodes, so it's going to be kind of tedious to do, but I don't know. I might just start with whatever episode I'm on now and just put that on there. Start with that episode and move forward. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great weekend, enjoying your summer right now. It's hot, living it up. Enjoy yourself, eat your vegetables, and until next week. All right, peace.